Ta-da!
Hello gamers, Matthew here from Grey Army Gaming in Lund, Sweden. For today's video, we will be playing Day 3 of Battle for the Borderlands. The match today will be between the Orcs Boyz and the Inner Circle Knights. Let's go ahead and take a look at the warbands and take a look at the board. For our first warband now, we have the Orcs Boyz using the green dice. Now they will be led here by our leader named Aggok, who is an orc boss, and he is armed with Stabby's Rusty Sticka, which gives the poison attacks special rule. In addition, we have two other dogs of war. One will be our regimental standard, and the other will be the regimental musician. In addition to those, we have over here then 7 more Orcs Boyz with 3 additional Error Boys. So there you go, 100 points of our Orc warband. For our second warband now, we have the Empire, and they are the Inner Circle. This will be led now by our leader Isebrand Schwerner, and he has 1 extra wound. We have now 3 dogs of war. And these dogs of war have the club with a nail in it for close combat after the lance has been used in the charge. Two-handed, the wielder gains the random attacks D6 special rule. This one over here, the spiky shoulder plates, caparison of puncturing, and the bearer gains the impact hits special rule. And finally, we have the regimental musician in case we need to reroll our route test. Now all of these guys have spears, all of them have lances, will give us a +2 on the charge. They have full plate armor, shield, and barding, which gives them of course -1 movement, but a 2+ save. So a pretty good warband even though it is rather small. There you go, 100 points of the Empire, the Inner Circle. The board we are playing on today is a 4x4 board with the snow theme. So it will be the northern regions of the Borderlands. So let's go ahead and roll for deployment and get our troops, our warbands, set up on one side and the other. Rolling now for deployment, here we go. And it will be the Empire who gets to pick which side and to deploy first. Here we are now after deployment. We've got the Empire here that are set up right behind this building with options to go left or right. And then over here we have got our line of orcs. We have our leaders and our battle standard here. Some orcs over here. And we've got our 2 archers, one here, and another archer over here in the corner with their 24-inch bows. Since they deployed second now, the orcs get to roll on a 1 through 5. They decide who goes first. On a 6, the Empire decides. So the orcs roll a 2. They decide who goes first. And who should go first? We will actually have the Empire go first, so the orcs will give the first turn to the Empire. So here we go, Empire, game turn 1. Okay, we have got no charges to declare, so let's go ahead and do some march movement. I think we should actually, we're going to try to come around here and flank the orcs and see if we can actually pull that off. So let's go ahead and march around the edge of this building. There we have our Empire Inner Circle Knights now around the corner of that building. Going to be hopefully able to charge there soon. We have no shooting and no combat, so let's go on to Orcs, turn 1. Okay, we've got no charges here, but I don't like the look of this on these guys. So let's go ahead and move some of these guys over here and try to get these guys turned around so they can give some more protection. So here we are, we moved those guys behind the building here. They will be out of charge range there, and we went ahead and fanned out the rest of our guys here. Let's go ahead and do some shooting with our Orc Error Boys. They have a nice shot over there at those knights. Both of these guys, each one of them will take a shot. We'll start out with this lead guy here. All right, long range, hitting on a 5? No. The second one, same guy, hitting on a 5. No. So that will bring us to the end of the Orc turn. Let's move on to Empire turn 2. So if we go into the movement phase, we can see that actually that orc wasn't able to move far enough to get actually behind that building. So he is actually within the charge range of
basically all 3 of these guys. Let's see if we actually want to take that charge.
Let's measure this out here. We are actually looking at a 12-inch charge for the first one and a 15-inch charge for the second one. It looks like, however, we'll only be able to get one into base contact. So let's go ahead and charge with this lead one into that orc. And he'll hold. And swift stride, here we go. No problem with an 8. Slide him right like so. Boom. Into combat. Remaining moves, I'm not really sure what I should do here, but I'm thinking what I'm going to do is just do some shock charging. I'm going to take these guys and send them over this direction, all 3 of them. Let's march them up to the point that they are out of the average charge range of those orcs. There we go, put them in place. A dangerous terrain test for this guy going over that terrain, and he's fine. So here we go, they are out of the average charge range of those orcs, so we'll see what the orcs do in response. Okay, let's run over to this combat here. Since we charge into combat now, we get to use our lance and +2 strength. Alright, so this is our war boss. We will now be hitting on a 4. Yes. And wounding now. Wounding, yes, on a 2. And we got a wound. So with that wound, that will drop him down to a single wound. And now for the war steed here, we're going to be hitting on a 4. And that is a miss. Coming back now, hitting on 4s. We've got 1 hit. Because of our Choppas rule, we have an extra strength, so we'll be now wounding on a 2. And there's a wound. But in addition to that, let's see. No, that was only the poison attacks for the attack. So that goes through because of the strength of the attack. The normal 2+ save goes up to a 4+. So here we go, 4+, and we got it. Combat resolution now. We lost by 1 wound, so that will drop our leadership from a 7 to a 6, but we do have a banner for the re-roll. So here we go. Leadership of a 6. This is huge. There's an 8. Re-roll. Got it with a 5. That brings us now to the end of the Empire turn 2. So let's go ahead and have the orcs turn 2. Charges to declare. Let's go ahead and go charge here, hold, charge, hold, charge, hold. And there is how it looks after we charge in. We've got 2 on the flank and 2 on the front surrounding that knight. Well, I should have actually waited to move those because I still have some more charges to declare. We're going to go here, charge onto that guy there, charge there, charge there, charge there. And the reason I'm doing all this is because they're going to hold all of them. Let's see here. We need an 11, an 11, a 12, and a 13. Okay, first one, we need to roll 7, and that is a successful charge. Second one, we need to roll a 7, got it with a 9. Third one, we need to roll an 8. No, we will fail. And the last one, we need to roll a 9. Got it with a 12. Perfect. So this was huge. There's our failed charge over here on this side. But these guys rolled awesome numbers, and basically they were able to charge in and deprive the knights of getting that charge with the lance bonus. Remaining moves, let's go ahead and we'll march these guys down here. Join their friend up here on the side and march them down their 8-inch movement. This Arab boy, he's pretty worthless right now over there, so we will also march him down here. We've got 2 more Arab boys as well in the tower, and right now they can't shoot at anybody because they're in combat, so let's go ahead and move them down a little bit closer. On second thought, they actually have a pretty good perch there. If these combats don't go so well, they still have a pretty good shot where they are, so we'll leave them up there. No shooting now because everybody's in combat, so let's jump ahead to the combat phase. Let's go over here and take these one at a time, our 3 knights here. Starting out here with the Empire, we have a higher initiative, so 3's to hit, there's a hit, and 4 to wound. No wound. Let's do for the horse now, take the horse for attack. 4's to hit, there's a hit, and 5's to wound. Got a wound. 6+ save, and he saves it, clutch. Coming back, hitting on a 4, no. Second one here, 3's, no, and the horses, we are hitting on a 4, yes. Wounding on a 5, no. All right, last one here, hitting on a 4, and we got it because of Choppas now. We are wounding on a 3, we got it. And that 2+ save now drops down to a 3+ save. So here we go, we got it. So nothing happening in those combats there. Let's run over to this combat right here. Okay, since our knight is now in combat, he moves to his club with the nail in it, or whatever it's called. D6 attacks, 4 attacks. That's huge. Let's start out here by directing 3 attacks against the 3 Orcs Boyz. So we will be hitting now on 3, so there are 2 hits. And wounding now on 4s. So there is 1 wound and no save there. So let's take one of the guys out. Let's take the normal Orc boy. And 1 attack we're going to direct against the leader. Hitting on a 4? No. Let's go with our horse and direct that against the banner here. We'll be hitting on a 4? No. Coming back, let's start out with our leader here. Weapon skill 4 against 4. So we're hitting on 4s, 2 attacks. There is 1 hit. And wounding on a 4, there is 1 wound. And we have a normal 2+ save that is reduced to 3+. And he got it. Other 2 are attacking in, hitting on 4s. There is 1 and wounding on a 4. And there is a wound, 2+ save. Oh, he just got that too. So, combat resolution. We killed 1 guy here in this combat, which means that they lose and their leadership is dropped down to a 6. So we have a 6 here on a re-roll. Here we go. Double 1s, insane courage. They stick around. And that's the end of the combat phase. That brings us to the end of Orc turn number 2. Let's move on to Empire, turn 3. All right, everyone's in combat, so let's stick on combat here. Let's begin over with this one. We are hitting, striking here on 3s, and no. And the horses, hitting now on 4s, yes, and wounding on a 4. No. Okay, they've lost their chappas, so they are coming back on 4s. No. Let's run over to the next combat here. Same thing here. Attacking by the knight, and that is a miss. The horse gets a hit off there. Wounding on a 4, and we got a wound. 6+ save. Here we go. No, so he goes down. Huge. Let's check to see if these guys are within range. No, fortunately for them, they are out of range, so they do not need to take a panic test. All right, next combat here. Let's go for a 3, and there's a hit and a 4 to wound. There is a wound. With the strength of the hit, there's no armor save there, so he is also dead. Next, let's run over to this combat here. We've got the D6 hits, so we've got 5 attacks, Let's start out by putting 3 attacks onto the normal orcs. Hitting on 3s. Oh, look at that. And wounding on a 4. No. 2 attacks on the leader now, hitting on 4s. There is 1. This is all we need. Wounding, not on a 2. Let's have the steed onto the leader here. And not on a 1. All right, let's have our boss leader come back. Attacking here, hitting on 4s. Nothing. And 1 attack from each of these guys for 2 attacks. Hitting on a 4s and wounding on a 4. No! So rather uneventful combats there. Let's move on now to the Orcs turn. Orc turn 3. Charges to declare. Yes, we are going to charge this guy against here. He will hold. That guy against there. He will hold. And this guy will send him into the middle, and he will also hold. Okay, we got an 11-inch charge here, so we need to roll a 7 over onto here. Here we go. And we got it with 9. Boom, he is in. Next, we have right here, we have a 12-inch charge. So we need to roll an 8. No, that is a fail. And the last one, we have an 11-inch charge here. We roll a 7, that's also a fail. And their final positions are successful charge and 2 failed charges. Remaining moves, let's go ahead and bring this guy up 4 inches so he can get a shot off on the knight. Shooting phase, let's go ahead and take shots with all 3 of these guys on the only target that's not in combat. That's that one right there. You see the 2 on top have an unobstructed line of sight straight to that knight. And this error boy will be shooting through his own friendly troops, so he will have hard cover. Long range here, now we're hitting on 5s. There's nothing there over here. We are long range and we moved and we have hard cover. So that brings us from a 4, 5, 6, 7 to an 8. Here we go. Can we get a 6? Yes, we can. And a 4. But unfortunately, a 4 only gets us a 7, so all 3 of those miss. Well, that just leaves us some combat now. Let's go ahead and roll here. Let's take that knight first. Attacking onto this ogre. He will be hitting now on a 3. Yes, wounding on a 4. That is a 5. And no save because of the armor, so that will kill that guy. Now these guys are definitely within 6 inches, so we will have to roll for panic tests. First, let's check the banner and see if they were within 12 inches. Yes, they will both be within 12 inches, so they will have a reroll on a 7. Let's do the first one here. And he sticks around, and this one here, he is also fine. Next one here on a 3 and on a 4 for the knight. No, the horse will be hitting on a 4. Yes, wounding on a 4. Yes, and we have a 6 up save. Oh, we got it. Coming back now, here we go. We are hitting on a, now definitely on a 6. Because of Choppas, we have extra strength, so we will be wounding on a 3. No. And back down to this combat, let's see how many attacks we have. 5 attacks. Same thing, let's put 3 into the orcs, the Orc Boyz, the normal Orc Boyz, and 2 into the leader. We are hitting with 2 there. And wounding 1. Now, because I didn't specify which one, we'll do a random roll off here. 1, 2, 3 will be the banner, 4, 5, 6 the other guy. So we'll take off the musician. And the 2 remaining hits into the leader, hitting on 4s and wounding now on 4s. And we got the last wound there, so we will take our leader off. So here we lost the combat by 2, reducing our leadership down to 5 with a reroll for the banner. There is a 6, no, 1 more reroll for the banner, and we got it with a 3. So that's the end of the orc turn, and now we are over here to Empire turn 4. Charges to declare. Okay, this is where it is going to happen now. We're going to declare a charge here on this guy, and he will hold, and charge here on this guy, and he will hold. They cannot miss. So let's bring those crashing into combat like this. This is huge because they will now get the benefit for their spears. We've got nothing else to do, so we can go right on to the close combat now. And let's go ahead right here with our spiky shoulder plates and work out the 1 impact hit for this charge first. 1 impact hit on a 4, and we got it. And that is powerful enough that we will just take him right off and no combat there. Let's go ahead and overrun. Let's do our swift stride, 3d6, and take us another 11 inches.
And 11 inches will bring us right up here towards that other archer.
3 combats left to resolve now. We've got these 2 right here and this one right here. These 2 are the same, so we're going to go ahead and do those at the same time. Let's go ahead and roll out 2 attacks, a 1 and 2, both of them miss. Horses as well. This horse hits, that horse doesn't. Wounding on a 4, no. Coming back now, we've got a 4 here. That is a hit, and a wound. Yes, that is a wound. We've got a 2+ save, so that is saved. This one right here. Yes, that is a hit, and it is indeed a wound, and we have a 2+ save there as well. All right, save. Last combat over here. Let's have our D6 attacks. So we got 3 attacks. Let's throw all 3 here on the same guy. All 3 hit. Wounding now on 4s. And no save. So this guy is done. No more banner. That now brings us to the end of the Empire turn 4. And we move on to the Orcs. Turn 4, but the orcs have now fallen below half of their forces, so they are forced to take a rout test on a leadership of a 7. So here is for the game. 9, they fail, so the orcs and goblins run off the field, and the victory goes to the Empire. Let's go ahead now and roll on the leadership chart to see what upgrades we get for our leader of the Empire Inner Circle. And there is a 7. A 7 is Master at Arms. Your leader gains +1 weapon skill or +1 ballistic skill. We'll give him a +1 weapon skill. And that will bring his weapon skill now up to a 5. With that victory, the Empire Inner Circle now advances to round 2, where they will eventually face off against the winner of the Poisonous Lizardmen versus the Glade Guard. Stay tuned for that in coming days. It should be an exciting match between bows and arrows and lances. Well, thank you for joining us here today at Grey Army Gaming, where Grey can always play.